Okay, tomorrow is Veterans Day. It's an observance of the armistice or the ending of World War One. Now they sit down, the warring parties sit down at a negotiating table, and they come up with we're going to end the war. It's like the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, something like that. I don't know quite why they did it that way, but anyway, there was this one guy. It's Henry Gunther. Now I just looked the name up. You can find this here. I guess it's a true story, but anyway, this guy had. It started out primarily as European nations at war, but us Americans, went in on the side of Britain and France and all that. And anyway, this guy had just got to the battlefield to, come up, sit in the armor, sit in the trenches, kind of waiting. And the guy goes, "I want to make a name for myself. I want to, go back home a war hero. I want to kill, some troops." And he stood up, and both sides are saying to him, "Hey man, just wait a little bit. The war will be over. We can all go home and be happy." The guy goes, "No, I want to make a name for myself." And he starts charging the enemy lines. While the anyway, the enemy they're telling him, said, in English, they said, "Look man, the war will be over in just a matter of minutes. So don't do anything stupid." The guy goes, "No, I want to make a name for myself." He's charging into the troops with his weapon and stuff, and they end up having to shooting and killing him. The guy actually did make a name for himself as being the last man killed in World War One, Henry Gunther. Look it up. It's kind of a wild story. Next thing I want to cover now. Well, one of my videos, somebody's watched. I'm showing them, the Australian mountains from Sam's Club there. Somebody said they get kind of a cozy feeling here from Arizona. I guess they're one of my fellow Arizonans. Now, I don't know if warm and cozy would be the exact way I would describe it, but there's this, I was born here. I'm, certainly familiar with the sights of Arizona. I definitely need to get out in the desert a little bit and get some more of the desert landscape, but to add to my videos, see if I do have videos from Estrella Park and White Tanks Park, which are kind of desert preserves, and they didn't get a lot of views, so I don't know if getting more desert videos will improve my video count or not, my subscriber count, but I do need to get some more. Maybe I can get a warm and cozy feeling from the videos. I don't know. Next thing I want to cover. Now it was like Bunny and Beyond Van Life should talk about camping, stealth camping in the city. Now if that turns you on. Now there's another lady that would do stealth camping. She was like in a regular car. Somebody that looked like a soccer mom would drive. Now if you're driving something that a soccer mom would drive and are careful, if you don't look like you're car camping, you can get away with it. Now, if you got a van, like it looks like it's all decked out for outdoor camping, you probably can't. Now, like if you take a van and you put on the side, maybe put a ladder on top. Now, there was a guy in the UK that was doing this. He had it decked out. He had on the side something like Jim's air conditioning service or Jim's mobile mechanic, something like that. Joe's plumbing service, where it looks like it's a service van, especially if there's no windows in there. And again, if you're careful, if it doesn't look like you're, doing the RV life out of it, you can get by with it living in a city. I guess this guy did. To me, though, if you're going to stealth camp in like an apartment complex, to me, that's going to be about the most boring thing anybody could ever do. Now, if you're going to just regular RV camp, like in the middle of the desert or the beach or in the forest somewhere, yeah, man, I'd love to do that. But stealth camping in an apartment complex or maybe in a parking lot for a strip mall, that's going to be so boring. I wouldn't care to do it. But people get off doing it, I suppose. And I'm assuming that sometimes you kind of have to stealth camp in a, apartment complex or, maybe a parking lot for a strip mall. If you got to do it, you got to do it, I suppose. Anyway, love y'all. Bye bye. Let's keep life exciting and interesting. Even if it's stealth camping in a place that I wouldn't consider interesting. Okay, bye bye.